All right, now thousands of protesters were out on the streets of London, and believe it or not, in such an advanced, educated country, this is what they were protesting against. They were protesting against the protocols and measures that have been put in place by the government to try and contain the COVID-19 outbreak. Protesters at a central London anti-lockdown rally scuffled with the police officers who were trying to break up the demonstrations because of a lack of social distancing. So no one was wearing a face mask, no one adhered to that social distancing requirement of standing 6 feet apart. Police officers said that 9 people were injured and at least 16 had to be arrested in order to break this protest. The demonstrators surrounded the Trafalgar Square. They chanted against the lockdown measures. Now, England, which has recorded more than 41,000 deaths due to the coronavirus pandemic, has recently introduced new lockdown measures to contain a second wave of infections. The demonstrators were informed by the authorities that they are not exempt from the COVID-19 regulations, and very few protesters were seen wearing any face mask during the demonstration. And the demonstrators, of course, did not adhere to any social distancing norms, putting several people in danger of transmitting the virus. Meanwhile, the British government's new COVID-19 app does not accept a third of test results. The new coronavirus app, which is developed by the National Health Service, does not accept test results processed in the country's state-run laboratories, hospitals, or as part of an official survey. The app's official account on Twitter has said that it could not link the test results taken in the state-run laboratories. In the United Nations General Assembly, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson pledged over $400 million to the United Nations Health Agency, WHO. The British Prime Minister also said that the United Kingdom is committing an initial £71 million in terms of support for research into a global vaccine. The British Prime Minister also has called for an end to the rift that is there in the international community on how to go about tackling the coronavirus pandemic.
However great the need for reform, the WHO, the World Health Organization, is still the one body that marshals humanity against the legions of disease. And that's why we in the UK, Global Britain, are one of the biggest global funders of that organisation, contributing £340 million over the next 4 years. That's an increase of 30%.